Hello and welcome to the Rum Revival. My name's Arminder and today Derek from the Make and Drink YouTube channel is going to join me and we're going to drink a bunch of spiced rum cocktails. Now recently I posted a video where I blind tasted 8 different spiced rums to determine which one was my favorite to sip on neat. Now I figured the next thing to do of course is to take some of those rums and try them in a bunch of different cocktails to determine which one is my favorite to mix with. And that's what we're doing today. The lineup here are the top 4 rums from that tasting. We've got Maggie's Farm from Pennsylvania, bottled at 40% ABV. We've got Hart Blackpool from Guyana, bottled at 43% ABV. From Puerto Rico, we've got Don Q Oak Barrel Spiced, bottled at 45% ABV. And lastly, the winner of the blind tasting from Barbados is Foursquare Spiced, bottled at 35% ABV. Even though this was a pretty low ABV, it came out on top. That's pretty impressive. All right, I'm here with Derek from the Make and Drink YouTube channel. Derek, welcome to my kitchen.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you bringing me back, and like every time, you get the best stuff out when I come over.
Nothing but the best for you, bud. Of course, we've got a bunch of spiced rums. What's your experience with spiced rums? Do you mix with them a lot for the channel, at home?
Little to no experience. I have 1 bottle of spiced rum. You just tried that recently, the Bounty Spice. I don't know if I've ever opened it.
Okay.
I double checked. I've not made any spiced rum videos on YouTube. And the only experience I have is with Captain Morgan a long time ago. And I've always despised Captain Morgan. But, you know, if you're looking at cocktails, right? Like if I'm making a cocktail with cinnamon or falernum and orange Curaçao. All spice, yeah. Then what, like that's, I think that's what these are. So why should these not be good if they're balanced out correctly in a cocktail?
And if you don't already, make sure you are following Derek on the Make and Drink YouTube channel. Great channel for all sorts of fun rum, tropic, gold, tiki, cocktail stuff, wherever you describe it. All right, so for our first cocktail, we have the Cable Car. This was created in 1996 by Tony Abou Ganim at Starlight Room, which was a bar at the St. Francis Drake Hotel in San Francisco.
I feel like I had one of these like a year ago. But I don't know what was in it. It was like on a menu in the city at a hotel. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'll have that. But I don't even know what's in it.
So this is kind of like a sidecar riff, basically.
Okay.
Traditionally calls for Captain Morgan, simple, lemon juice, and Curaçao. I think that's kind of it. All right, so we're gonna start here on the left, which is the Foursquare.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's cool. It's fine. Does it feel spiced to you?
Yes. It's interesting that it comes through because you would worry just replacing, you know, spirit in a cocktail. Is it really going to come through? But it does. It
wasn't right away for me, but now on the finish, I'm getting the spices. I couldn't tell you like what I'm picking up in terms of spices, but
it does. It tastes like there's a cinnamon syrup in here to me.
I will say it's tasty. I like it. It's you know, crushable. It's got enough spice flavor without really being aggressive.
And I think like from me hating on Captain Morgan so much, it's usually because people are drinking those things with like Coca-Cola. Like it's not usually in a cocktail that's thought through. Right. So this seems like it's thought through. It's obviously a riff. I like that at least.
Well, let's see what the next rum, which is the Don Q Oak Barrel Spice, how that tastes like. Cheers.
Whoa. It's like vanilla.
So much more vanilla.
So much.
Well, actually, I wasn't getting any vanilla on the first one.
None, yeah. I'm trying to figure out if I like that. It's not necessarily like a real quality vanilla flavor, like a good vanilla bean or vanilla extract, vanilla paste. It is more of a artificial.
It's like a one-note vanilla, yeah.
I think it's too much.
It's overpowering it a little bit. And I'm not even getting a whole lot of spice element on the palate.
The other one had such a good baking spice, cinnamon spice, and then to leave that and just do vanilla, it's hard to see if there's anything else in here.
Now this is higher in proof too. This is 45% ABV. The first one was 35.
Okay. You
know, there's a lot more kind of just rum in general there.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily taste rum as much as just vanilla.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's move on to the Blackpool. Cheers.
Cheers. These are all very unique.
Yeah. Still getting, I think this was one of the ones when I had neat that I was getting a little bubblegum Pepto-Bismol note, and I'm getting that now in the drink.
Yes, I almost feel like a licorice-y anise thing, and I think that's like bubblegum, maybe in the same category. That's not spice to me.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's an easy no for me. Let's move on to the final one. That's the Maggie's Farm Spiced.
Cheers.
Cheers. There is a heavy orange note that I'm getting on this.
I mean, it just said like anise licorice for the last one. This is like this. I feel like there's absinthe in this, like
Really?
a spray of absinthe.
Well, now that you've said that, I'm totally picking that up now too.
But yeah, the orange peel, absinthe. It's just like, is that what I imagine a spice rum to be? I don't think so.
I'm kind of leaning in the direction of the Foursquare.
I feel like no doubt that's hands down the best one. So like, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And as we move down, I'm enjoying them less.
All right, that was easy.
Super easy.
Super easy. Okay, so for our second cocktail, we went with Donnie's Element. Now, this is a cocktail created by Chris Day out in Kontiki a couple years back when he was working there. It's kind of like a white Russian riff, spiced rum, Mr. Black coffee liqueur, banana liqueur, Angostura bitters, and probably something else that I'm forgetting.
I'm excited. There's a lot going on, but it'll be fun to see from the last one, like, are the spice rums able to provide like a real different flavor with so many other things going on?
Yeah, exactly. Let's find out.
Cheers.
Cheers. The Foursquare here. I'm getting so much of that coffee and banana and the cream of coconut that I think those are clearly the dominant players here.
There's some type of spice going on. It's just not necessarily the same spice I remember from the last one.
Yeah.
I think what's nice about the Foursquare and starting with it just randomly is it feels like it's the most basic flavor. Like there's nothing like really weird going on in it, like
nothing
some of these
out
other
there.
ones.
Yeah.
So
We shall see. Let's move on to the Don Q. Is this going to be a vanilla bomb? Cheers.
cheers. That tastes more like a White Russian.
Yeah,
Like it's,
for sure.
yeah, it does taste like there's a vanilla liqueur in there.
Yeah.
And not, I don't know if I can get the banana very much.
Generic sweetness, not a lot of banana.
I mean, it tastes like every other like coffee and cream, like
Yeah.
90s thing going on. Like it's lots of vanilla.
I mean, maybe there could be vodka in here. And I wouldn't.
There could be, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
right?
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the Blackpool. Cheers.
Okay.
All right.
I think I kind of like that.
I think I like it better than the Don Q for sure.
Yeah.
What's going on with this?
There's like a little tingle. I feel like it's some of that licorice-y thing going on.
Yeah.
And it helps complement all the other flavors, the banana,
Yeah.
the coffee, the cream. So far, I think I kind of like it more than the Foursquare.
The roastiness of the coffee is slightly accentuated, maybe. It's
Yeah.
not full-on coffee, but I just feel like maybe that spice is kind of leaning in and playing up the Mr. Black.
The last one did feel more like a vanilla, like a Smirnoff vanilla vodka
Yeah,
thing.
100%, yeah.
And this does, but so far, like nothing to me is like rum.
No, 100%. Maybe Maggie's Farm will do it. Cheers. Whoa,
Yeah, I don't like this.
that tastes like eggnog though.
Okay.
Like a boozy eggnog.
The Lemon Heart one, it has like a hint of licorice to it.
Yeah.
And this one to me is more like there's several drops of absinthe or Pernod like in this glass, but it's,
I don't know, this to me screams the holidays. Yes, I can kind of see where the absinthe thing is that you're saying, but I'm also really getting eggnog on this.
did you pick up nutmeg? Is that?
Oh,
'cause that's
yeah. Yes, nutmeg.
To me, like the eggnog, obviously the creaminess, but then the nutmeg flavor like comes through
Yeah.
a lot. But I get what you're saying here. It just has, to me, it's just like the upfront anisey flavor is, it's better in this one than the last cocktail.
Sure.
It's just still, I think it's too much.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say. Given that we are in, October, and I'm kind of thinking holidays now, if I had to pick a favorite, if I had to drink one again, say in a week or two, for me, it's gonna be the Maggie's Farm.
And I'm going with this one. I think that they all work, but that's my favorite.
Yeah, and I would be more than happy to drink this, but if I had to pick right now, talk to me the beginning of summer, maybe I would shy away from the eggnog one and then maybe probably go with the Blackpool, but for now, that's that. All right, so for our third and final cocktail, we went with the Headhunter's Grog. This was a cocktail that was created by Joshua Hunt at Jungle Bird, which is a tiki bar out in Sacramento. This was on the menu like 3-4 years ago, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a big, bold grog. There's obviously the spice rums, there's mezcal, there's falernum, there's allspice dram, bitters, passion fruit syrup, and probably a couple other things that I'm forgetting.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So it'd be interesting to see if the spice rum is even noticeable. Like this is a great one to end on because we're so well versed in how each one is different in a cocktail.
Yeah.
So
let's see.
Cool.
Start off with the Foursquare. Cheers. A lot of flavor. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's passion fruit and mezcal.
Yeah, that's the dominant for sure. Even though there's only a 1/4 ounce of mezcal, no, maybe 1/2 ounce of mezcal.
It tastes like a passion fruit and mezcal cocktail.
Yeah.
And honestly, like that's all I can taste.
Yeah, I'm not really picking up any rum. I think once we start comparing, maybe we'll start noticing the differences, but it's tough to just say it with this one.
I'm going on a limb here. I don't think we're gonna tell the difference at all.
It is 2 ounces of the rums, but we shall see.
Prove me wrong right now.
All right, move on to the Don Q. Cheers. Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Yeah. I mean, that vanilla sweetness cuts through a lot of that, actually.
You're getting vanilla up front.
Yeah.
And then the mezcal smokiness on the back
Which
end.
is kind of a cool experience.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Where it's making more sense now because this one, the Foursquare was kind of like on its own, like a nice spice note, but gets lost in everything else.
Yeah.
But the vanilla in this one, it's pretty intense. Like it's pretty intense that it comes through so much with everything else. I think vanilla and passion fruit play well together, so that comes through.
Passion fruit and vanilla, is that like a Don's mix of some kind?
It's a porn star martini, right? Like,
right, okay. All right, this next one is the Blackpool. Let's see if this stands out. Cheers.
Cheers.
It does.
Oh, damn it, they're coming through.
Yeah.
It's just tough when you start on the Foursquare, it gets lost.
Do I like that though?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
It has the flavor profile it keeps bringing. I feel like it's more intense with the mezcal and with the passion fruit.
Yeah.
And it's more, I think it's more off-putting.
Gosh, it's like a sweet, cheap caramel note or something.
Yeah.
What is it? Like shitty Halloween candy, or it just feels a little artificial, the taste that I'm getting.
It feels like all those flavors are one flavor. And not like, oh, you can taste like the passion fruit and the vanilla and the finish. It's like everything packed together as one shitty flavor.
Yeah. All right, move on to the Maggie's Farm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, I still don't like this one. I just don't like that Maggie's Farm. I just don't like it. And this is the one that I taste the least amount of mezcal.
Yeah, that is very true. Of all 4 of them, this is the one that actually would taste like something I would actually be served at a tiki bar. For good or for worse.
Yeah, well, I think it's like a Don the Beachcomber drink that has like 6 drops of Pernod. Like that's what it is. It's like, or like 2 dashes of absinthe. I just think I'm very susceptible to higher levels of that flavor. And I only want it if it's that the intention is to have like an absinthe cocktail. If it's not, I want a small amount and it's too much for me.
I honestly think that this might be closer to how the original cocktail tastes because of that absinthe note and kind of feels more tiki-ish to me. Again, I feel like this is something, an actual tiki drink that you would get at a bar.
I think you're turning me. I can see it now because everything else is kind of toned down. Like the mezcal is not as intense, the passion fruit's not as intense.
Yeah.
I think you've convinced me. I think that one is the best. It makes sense like in a menu of cocktails, if you have 10, 25 cocktails, for something like this to be on the menu. You've convinced me, coming back to it. He's dancing again.
I'm sorry. Sorry to do that to you.
I'm blushing. Yeah, and it's kind of full circle from where we started because in a super simple cocktail, that Foursquare one's it's very good. I would say that cocktail with the Foursquare is the best one tonight.
I'd agree with you on that actually.
But as you get more complex, and I don't know if that was your intention to sort of put a course of cocktails through this way, but as you get more intense through the night, this is the one that needed to be in the Maggie's Farm in this cocktail to stand up to it because of all of those other big, bold flavors.
Yeah. There's always intention behind everything I do, man.
It's all random. It's all random. I think the conclusion here is you can't just like choose a single spiced rum to work across the board in cocktails because it's going to depend on what that cocktail is.
Even though you've maybe had 1 or 2 and you've hated them, that's not to say there isn't a spiced rum out there for you.
What we need to take away is like just move past Captain Morgan, move past what is it? Is it Kraken?
Kraken.
It's Kraken's
Yeah.
I think if you like find a rum, like you like Foursquare, Try the Foursquare
Yeah,
Spiced. You
100%.
like Don Q. You like
their
Maggie's
spice rum,
Farm.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
trust those people to like do something that you might like, as opposed to just like big brand shitty rum. You know.
Wise words, man. Couldn't put it better myself. So that was the last cocktail, but I actually have a little bonus thing here. I made some rum balls with all 4 of the rums.
Wow.
Now, Derek has never had rum balls before, and that's okay. And he's still getting used to the idea of.
Who the has had this? No one's ever had this. Dude.
There's so many videos on YouTube of people making rum balls. So, okay, for folks like Derek who are not familiar with rum balls, this is a no-bake kind of dessert. Nilla wafers, you know that box of like those little cookies, right?
I'm aware.
Toasted pecans.
Pecans?
Sure. Powdered sugar, a little bit of salt, cocoa powder.
Okay.
And then honey and the rum. And you basically mix it together and you roll it up in a ball, and then I kind of put some more cocoa powder over it. Now, these don't look like balls, but I promise you at one point they were balls.
I'm trying my best.
Come on, get your shit together, man. There's a super easy recipe I'll share. There's a link to a YouTube video, Preppy Kitchen. If you don't follow him.
Oh, Preppy Kitchen did it, of course.
Do you know Preppy Kitchen?
I'm aware.
You know, yeah, it's his recipe.
All right, Arminder, tell me about your rum balls.
Okay, so here's the thing about these, right? The fact they're not baked, so these should have a bit of a kick. Okay, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's like a brownie.
You like brownie batter?
Yeah.
I don't taste the rum, but that's the Foursquare.
Yeah, that to be true, yeah. Not bad though.
I think they're actually good. They're like little truffles.
Exactly, there you go.
They're good, they're actually good.
So let's move on to the Don Q. Let's see if we get a big hit of vanilla or something. Cheers.
Cheers. There's more booze and like there's a, I won't say it tastes ethanol. It's like there's a bittery, like there's fact that there's more ABV in that. There
is something going on my tongue that I wasn't getting here. There's more of a tingling sensation, which I'm gonna assume is the booze.
I actually like the first one better though. I mean, there's more like depth of flavor to it, but they're the same, but there's more bitterness coming from that.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's move on to the Blackpool.
Cheers. Cheers.
This seems the most fudgiest, the most chocolatey.
There is a lot of, maybe because the exterior, like a lot of raw cocoa powder, which is like very bitter. I mean, it's October. We both started our journey into YouTube like November, December of 2 years ago.
Yep.
I didn't know we'd end up here.
Here we are, buddy. This was this is what we were working towards. This moment right here.
Preppy Kitchen Rum Balls.
Yeah. Moving on to the final one, the Maggie's Farm.
Cheers. Cheers. Maggie's Farm.
Okay. I actually taste something that's different. What is that? This tastes the most holiday to me. The most kind of like holiday spice.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cinnamony, allspicey.
No.
Not absinthe.
No.
Do you remember what Preppy Kitchen what rum they called for?
He used Chairman's Reserve Spice.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Without having gone back, I think the Maggie's Farm is my favorite.
I'm gonna go with Foursquare. Like the first one. They actually were all good. I agree, but that one was my favorite.
All right, so that was it. We did 3 different cocktails for these 4 different spiced rums, and we tried them in some rum balls. Derek, thank you so much for coming out and hanging out in my kitchen. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
What's the big takeaway here? Do you like spiced rums now? Are you a convert?
I'm open to it.
Love that.
That's all. Awesome. That's all I can say.
There you go. Come on. More open to a lot of things in life. I think we all should be a little open to things.
Expanding your horizons.
Beautiful. Well, there you go. If you don't already, absolutely go over to the Make and Drink YouTube channel. Check out his videos. Subscribe, like, hit the bell thing. What does the bell thing actually do?
It's notifications.
But like, how do you get notified?
On your phone.
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously amazing cocktail content, rum content, exotic content, tiki content, tropical content, Derek content. Sometimes I'm there, so you might see me peep around. Sometimes you might see me. It's the Rum Balls, man. It's the Rum Balls getting to me. Sometimes you might see me on Derek's channel as well. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Cheers.
Peace. Shout out to Preppy Kitchen.